Welcome to AnnexedDinnerTable. I'm Cassandra. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Royals. Royals has you collecting crests in order to get nobles in 4 different countries of Europe, and whoever gets the most points in the end ends up the winner. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you want, hit the bell icon to get notifications of the newest videos. Lay the board in the middle of the table and place the city markers, the hexagons, of matching shape, color, and number. You'll do the same for the country markers, the shields, and the period scoring markers, the squares. The last markers that you have are the noble house markers. In a 2-player game, you're going to use only the 8-point marker. In a 3-player game, you're going to add the 12-point marker. And in a 4 or 5-player game, you will also add the 16-point marker. The title scoring markers will be placed in order next to the board with the larger portrait face up. There are 2 decks, the country card deck and the intrigue deck. If you're playing with 2 to 4 players, remove the following number of cards from the country card deck. Shuffle the remaining country cards and place it face down next to the board. Flip the top 3 cards over next to the draw pile. Shuffle the intrigue deck and place it face down near the board as well. Choose a player color and take that colored cubes. If you're playing with 2 players, you have to use red and blue because there's more cubes and you're going to need them. The oldest player goes first. Setup is now complete. On your turn, you will draw cards, play cards, and then do some end of turn actions. Every turn you must draw cards. During the first round, you'll draw the number of country cards as determined by this chart. After round 1, you can draw either 3 country cards or draw 1 country card and 1 intrigue card. Drawing intrigue cards will always be from the face down pile. If you run out, shuffle the discard pile to create a new draw pile. When drawing country cards, you may take from either the face down pile or from the face up displayed ones. The face up cards are not refilled until the end of your turn. If the country pile runs out, it's the end of the period, which I'll go over in a little bit. Playing cards. This is an optional phase. You can play any number of cards in whatever order you choose. Each noble portrait on the board has the required number of cards and how much influence they are worth. If you have the required number of country cards that match that country, you can claim that noble. If no one has previously claimed the noble, discard the required country cards and place one of your cubes on the noble's portrait and one on the noble's title scoring marker. If you are the first to claim a noble in that city, you'll also gain the city bonus marker. If the noble had been previously claimed, you'll need the number of country cards, but you'll also need an intrigue card of that country. Discard the intrigue card and the country cards. The cube that is currently on the noble will move to the city's cathedral. You've removed them from power. Then place your cubes on the noble portrait and one on the noble title scoring marker. Kings are special and need more intrigue to defeat them. To take over a spot with a king, you're going to need to play 2 intrigue cards instead of 1. If you don't have enough matching country cards, any 3 country cards can count as 1 country card of your choice. If you don't have enough intrigue cards, you can have any 2 intrigue cards count as 1 intrigue card of your choice. At the end of your turn, you will refill from the face-up country cards if you drew any. You'll discard any extra cards above the hand limit. The hand limit is 12 country cards and 4 intrigue cards. The player to the left will begin their turn. The end of a period is signaled when the face-down country card pile runs out. Immediately shuffle the country discard pile to create a new draw pile. The current player will completely finish their turn. At the end of the player's turn, you'll do period scoring, then continue gameplay with the next player. If it's the end of the third period, continue playing until the round is complete, so everyone has an equal number of turns, and then do period scoring. You can get 4 different types of scoring markers throughout the game. City bonus markers are collected if you are the first player to claim a noble in the city. Country bonus markers are claimed if you have a cube in every city of that country. This does involve cubes that are in the cathedral. They were good for something. You will gain the highest available marker. If there are none, you can't claim that bonus anymore. You can only claim 1 country bonus marker per country. The Noble House bonus is claimed when you have 1 cube on every title scoring marker. You will collect the highest available marker. If 1 is not available, you can't claim this bonus. You can only have 1 Noble House bonus. Period scoring markers are collected at the end of a period. Going 1 country at a time, add up each player's influence points of their active nobles in that country. The ones in the cathedral don't get counted. The player with the most influence takes the higher scoring marker. The second highest gets the lower scoring marker. If tied, the player with the highest noble title gets the higher scoring marker. If only 1 player has influence in a country, they will gain the higher scoring marker, and the lower scoring marker is not awarded. The game ends after the 3rd period scoring. You will score the title markers next. Starting at the bottom, compare the number of cubes on each noble. The player with the most cubes will gain that noble and the victory points that noble is worth. If there is a 2-player tie, the marker will be broken in 2, and both players will receive half the piece and half the points. If more than 2 players have a tie, the noble is not awarded and removed from the game. Add up all of your points from the collected markers. The player with the most victory points is the winner. If there's a tie, the player with the single highest valued marker wins. If it's still a tie, you'll compare the second highest marker. If still a tie, continue comparing until a victor emerges. There can really only be one. So that was how to play Royals. It's super fun where you're trying to vie for control over those different nobles and hoping that you can get your set before someone else does, or that you're maybe able to steal it from someone. Are there any other games where you're stealing control over different map areas? If so, let me know your favorites down in the comments.